A woman was found shot overnight in Allegheny County this afternoon. The search to find the shooter. A local congressman, one of 6 Democratic lawmakers being investigated by the FBI over a social media video that spoke directly to our armed forces. This afternoon, he responds.
The busiest day for holiday travel is here at the Pittsburgh International Airport. Coming up, I'll break down how everything went this morning during the new terminal's first holiday rush.
And another big story, months and months of pushback from families, and the Pittsburgh Public School Board backed off its consolidation plan.
This is Pittsburgh's Action News 4 with breaking news.
We are coming here at noon with breaking news in the search for this person of interest in the death of a woman in Latrobe. Police are now telling us they have taken someone into custody. We want to get right to Westmoreland Bureau reporter Ed Diorio live with this new information just coming in. Ed.
Well, yes, Kelly, we do now have a man in police custody in connection to the death of Pamela Pushkar. Glenn Whittier is the person of interest, and Latrobe Police Chief Richard Bosco told me earlier within the last hour that the man that is in those pictures that we provided earlier in the week, they do believe that that is Whittier, and he has been at the Latrobe Police Station in police custody for more than an hour. However, there are no criminal charges filed against him yet in connection to this case. If you will remember, Pamela Pushkar was found dead mysteriously on Sunday morning, although police told us then on Monday that they believe she was killed and stabbed on either Friday night or early Saturday morning. And then that's where we got some more details about this case and how police were looking for the person of interest, who now they believe is Glenn Whittier. As I mentioned, no criminal charges have been filed yet, but we do expect more information from the Westmoreland County District Attorney's Office throughout the day, so be sure to stay up to date on air and online at WTAE.com. Covering Westmoreland County, in Latrobe, Ed Diorio, Pittsburgh's Action News 4.
Okay, looking forward to seeing you at 4 o'clock this afternoon with the latest on that story. Ed, thank you. More breaking news this afternoon. The prosecutor handling the Georgia election interference case against President Trump and others has decided not to pursue it any farther. He made that announcement in a court filing today. He took over the case last month when the Fulton County DA was removed for a conflict of interest. Legal action against Trump was unlikely to proceed during his presidency. However, 14 other defendants still faced charges. All right, let's talk about another big story, with it being the eve of one of our biggest holidays of the year. Pittsburgh's Action News 4 at noon, keeping an eye on the sky and, of course, the roads, as it is one of the busiest travel days of the year. And we want to thank you so much for joining us here at noon. I'm Kelly Sasso in for Elena LaQuattro. Meteorologist Brian Hutton Jr. has been watching the radar closely for us. And Brian, it was interesting. You and I, just before the show, were watching the action cam. We could see the rain coming down, and Brian said, yep, there's the cold front. Right on cue.
Right on key. I expect it right about noon when we expect it to cross. It's here and moving through now, and the rain's going to be quick moving. That's the good news. This shouldn't cause a big travel problem, but if you are on the road over the course of the next hour or so, especially now east of the city of Pittsburgh, you'll run into this band of gusty showers that's working through the area. Some pockets of heavier downpours right on the leading edge of this, but once this clears, outside of a leftover quick shower, again, we'll be done with the rain. And again, a pocket of heavier rain stretches all the way from Armstrong County down Route 28 back towards the city, now marching out the Parkway East and down the Turnpike towards Monroeville. Again, this is sliding quickly off to the east and should clear here in about the next hour and a half. Now that the front is here, temperatures will be falling as we head through the rest of the day. We're sitting at about 55 now. We will drop down into the 30s as we get to and past sunset, and it's going to be cold as we head through Thanksgiving, and then Sunday is an impact day. We have a wind advisory up for the Laurel Highlands that goes through tomorrow evening. We have a winter weather advisory up for Forest and Venango counties as a lake effect snow band sets up tomorrow, and that could last through your Friday. We're heading to the 30s. Enjoy the 50s while we have them. We'll time out Sunday's impact day as well, so you can plan ahead for any travel plans. That's in just a few minutes.
Okay, we'll see you then, Brian. Thank you. And we are also this afternoon working to learn more about a shooting Allegheny County police are now investigating. Police say a woman was shot this morning on Onyx Avenue, that's in Mount Oliver. She was taken to the hospital. Police tell us she is expected to be okay. So far, they have not announced any arrests. In Beaver County overnight, no injuries were reported in this garage fire in Conway Borough. This fire broke out at about 2:15 this morning on Foot Street, and crews out there are still working to determine a cause. Right now, the new terminal at Pittsburgh International is feeling the crunch. The Thanksgiving holiday travel rush is bringing thousands of flyers to the airport, many of them for the first time. Airport officials believe in the travel period between this past Sunday and December 1st, they're going to see about 300,000 people flying in and out. Pittsburgh's Action News 4 reporter Ava Rash spoke with some of the passengers about starting off their holiday at the brand new terminal.
For the most part, everything went off without a hitch here at the Pittsburgh International Airport for the busiest day of holiday travel. Even though there was a line at TSA at one point, travelers told me they were surprised at how quickly everything was moving. The mad dash to get out of town for the holidays started bright and early at the airport. At 5 a.m., the line for TSA was out the door.
They even said that the line's not usually this long, so they were a little concerned about that, but we're okay. I think we're going to get through.
It's longer than I thought. It could be more organized, maybe.
And then just like that, 30 minutes later, the line basically disappeared for the rest of the morning.
Well, and this is moving. I don't know if it's going to keep moving, but at least it's moving. It was out the door. The security line was out the door.
It's actually going pretty fast. I didn't think it was going to be this quick, but it's been only a couple minutes and we're already up to the gate.
Since it was many travelers' first time coming to the new terminal, there were a few hiccups along the way, causing some frustrations.
Well, when you come in and you look for parking, it says terminal parking. So I tried to park in terminal parking, $25 a day. There's no indication of shuttle parking and terminal parking. Can you believe they get that wrong?
I will tell you, I actually got lost. I had to travel like a couple times around to just look for the terminal, so it was odd, but it definitely looks pretty.
And heading home, it looks like Sunday and Monday are going to be the busiest days for travel. Covering Allegheny County at the airport, Ava Rash, Pittsburgh's Action News 4.
Okay, we're going to keep watching it out there, Ava. Thank you. And on the roads, today is expected to be the busiest day for the Pennsylvania Turnpike. More than 700,000 drivers are predicted to use the toll road. AAA wants to help you plan your travel. They say the worst time to be on the road today is generally from right now, noon, until 8 o'clock. The best time was early this morning. Now, next Monday is another very busy travel day. They say things typically calm down after sunset. All right, I want to talk about this now. The FBI has officially opened an inquiry into 6 Democratic lawmakers who posted a video urging members of the military to defy illegal orders. That included Pennsylvania Congressman Chris Deluzio. President Trump immediately called for those 6 lawmakers to face arrest and trial. ABC's Christian Cordero has the details from Washington.
But that is not how our democracy works, and we cannot go down that slippery slope.
Today, 6 Democratic lawmakers are pushing back against President Trump's claims that this video shared last week warrants their arrest.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
The president accused the Democrats of seditious behavior punishable by death. The FBI is now looking to interview all 6 of the lawmakers in the video, including Senator Elissa Slotkin, a former CIA analyst, according to multiple sources familiar with the situation.
The president's reaction and the use of the FBI against us is exactly why we made the video. He believes in using the federal government against his perceived adversaries.
The CIA accused Slotkin of using her intelligence credentials to advance a malicious and disingenuous political agenda. And now Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is zeroing in on Senator Mark Kelly, ordering the Navy Secretary to launch a formal review for what he claims is potentially unlawful conduct. Senator Kelly, a retired Navy captain, is the only one of the 6 lawmakers under the military's jurisdiction. Kelly on Jimmy Kimmel last night.
He can go after me under the Uniform Code of Military Justice, which is the law in the military, which is kind of wild because we recited something in the Uniform Code of Military Justice, and he's going to prosecute me under the Uniform Code of Military Justice. It is so ridiculous.
Hegseth gave the Navy Secretary until December 10th to complete his review of Kelly's comments. Each of the lawmakers stands by the video, insisting the law is on their side. Christian Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Well, back here at home, the Pittsburgh Public School Board voted last night to not move forward with its consolidation plan. That plan would have closed 9 buildings throughout the district and 12 schools in all. Students and families have been very vocal over the months opposing this plan. Before the meeting, board president Gene Walker told us that he supported the plan and said there was some concern over implementing these changes in the time frame included. Superintendent Wayne Walters also said he supported the plan and said not moving forward with it now creates challenges.
Certainly there are concerns. We have a budget that we have to approve. New board members will come in and approve that. And so certainly what we put forward with all the savings that would come, of course, that changes that dynamic. So, there'll probably be a larger deficit from a financial space.
Now, the next steps are unclear. We know the new school board members will be sworn in next week. While President Donald Trump pushing ahead with his plan for peace between Ukraine and Russia, he announced that top U.S. officials will be meeting with both countries, but there are still questions about that 28-point plan for peace in the region. Here is Washington correspondent Rachel Hersheimer to explain where that proposal stands today.
Overnight, President Trump said the plan has been fine-tuned. He also said that Special Envoy Steve Witkoff may meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin next week in Moscow.
We're having some talks with Russia. Ukraine is doing well. I think they're pretty happy about it. They'd like to see it end. And we won't know for a little while, but we're making progress.
This comes after President Trump said his team made, quote, tremendous progress after Army Secretary Dan Driscoll sat down with Russian officials to try and stop the fighting. The U.S. drafted peace proposal came out last week and heavily favored Russia, prompting Volodymyr Zelensky to reach out to American negotiators. Now, European and Ukrainian leaders criticized the plan for asking Ukraine to give up territory, among other items. President Trump yesterday downplaying that element of the plan, suggesting Russian forces were likely to seize the land they're seeking. He also called the original plan a concept, saying a final proposal is still a work in progress. Now, the president also suggested a meeting with Putin and Zelensky, but only after progress is made in the negotiations. In Washington, I'm Rachel Hersheimer.
Well, Pitt football is back in the college football playoff rankings. The top 5 stayed the same from last week, with Ohio State still at number 1. Saturday, of course, though, Miami comes to town. The Hurricanes moved up 1 spot in this week's rankings, and Pitt jumped back into the poll, ranked now at number 22. And if you didn't hear, WTAE Channel 4 is going to be your home for Pitt and Miami. Kickoff is at noon at Acrisure Stadium, and our day begins at 11 a.m. with Pitt Game Day. That is a full hour of pregame coverage live from the stadium. And right now, our coverage of the Thanksgiving holiday travel rush continues. Coming up next here on Pittsburgh's Action News 4 at noon, how weather is impacting travelers hitting the road in other parts of the country.
If you're hitting the road locally, rain showers are moving through now. This is quick moving, though. Behind it, the wind picks up and our temperatures drop. I'll show you what it'll feel like as we head through our Thanksgiving holiday when we come back.